Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Nanny D here, back with this motherfucker, with this ugly motherfucker. Yes, he's finally here, the Predator 2 life-size head from CoolProps Japan. Wow, what an incredible, mighty presence this beast is. Absolutely stunning piece. You definitely should keep an eye on CoolProps Japan, because this company laid their focus on Predator and Alien movie replica collectibles, and you may expect a lot more nice stuff coming your way from this company, especially if you're a Predator and Alien fan. Now this baby here is truly a jewel and a very special piece, because it's been cast from the original movie molds used back in the 90s, and this is the real deal. I mean, you can't get a more movie accurate Predator 2 life-size head than this, because this is the exact replication from one of the masks used in the movie, which is awesome. I mean, for a Predator fan and enthusiast like me, this is a little dream come true. So thank you, CoolProps, for doing awesome stuff like this. Is it perfect? Probably not. I mean, you know, there were a lot of complaints already about certain things. Some of them I think are invalid, some of them have a valid point, and at the end of the day I think it's like with every collectible or statue or whatever, it's your own preference, it's your own expectation, your own taste, and some might like it, some might like it not. Me personally, I'll try to do this review as objective as possible, and obviously I'm also gonna, you know, put my own opinion in it. But I can tell you overall, it's a beautiful piece, definitely worth to get it, especially if you're a Predator fan. It's a must-have, and the points that were raised or criticized were, you know, in my personal opinion, it's nitpicking. There are a few things they have to be addressed, I think so, because you know, maybe CoolProps might put this in consideration for future projects, but overall definitely a nice piece. One of the points that or things that have been criticized is the weight. As you hear, it's a hollow cast, probably, you know, injection mold plastic piece, which weighs, I don't know, maybe like 20, 30 pounds, 40 pounds max, absolutely max, which is quite light for, you know, a size or, you know, piece with a size like this. Me personally, I like it, because I think with a lighter piece like this, it's easier for handling, for carriage, even for display. You don't have to worry about the shelf that you put it on, that it won't hold the weight. I mean, if that thing would have been a full cast resin head, it would weigh easily 100 pounds or 50 kilograms, which is a huge, chunky, heavy piece, you know. And I think it's then harder for shipping and handling and all that. So again, this is probably just a personal preference. I like light pieces, others may not. I will never understand the argument that a heavy piece has more quality to it, because at the end of the day, you're gonna put this thing in the shelf and you're gonna look at it and not lift weights with it, right? So how can you tell how heavy it is when you look at it? So it won't make a difference. It's just your mindset and in your head. So I don't think that's a valid point or a valid argument. It looks nice, nobody cares about the weight. At least I don't. The overall paint job is absolutely fantastic, considering it is a factory mass product. It's beautifully executed. It looks almost perfect, but of course it's not perfect, but it looks very close, especially this area here. The dome might, you know, need some touch-ups or could be improved, but you know, it's not really bad. It looks actually quite good. One of the other points or, you know, issues that's been mentioned is the rough texture, especially, you know, in the dreadlocks area here. Yes, it's true, it's quite a rough sculpt, and especially the dreadlocks, they are very rough, but we have to think about this piece has been taken from the original movie molds. So if you have ever seen or held any movie used replicas or props in your hand, you will notice that most of them are actually quite rough, with sloppy paint jobs and stuff like that, because these items were used in the movie, you know, and nobody actually takes the look, you know, or a close-up look, you know, it just has to look good on screen. So you can't compare actually movie or screen used props with sculpted display pieces. And the fact being, this is a movie used head, it is a little bit on a rougher side, you know, but that's the deal, you know. It's the original movie used head, and with that being said, you know, all these, you know, flaws come with it. But I'm happy, you know, I'm happy to own a movie used head. Another one who looks or seeks for absolute perfection, you know, with smooth and flawless textures, probably will be disappointed. There's one thing that bothers me personally, which is the saliva or the drool, as you call it, which is dripping down, you know, his jaws and mandibles. They use kind of a yellowish, translucent resin, I think, which makes look, I don't know, it honestly it looks like someone pissed in his mouth, or he just ate a raw egg. Because I don't think his slime or his, you know, drool was yellowish. It was just clear, you know, and therefore, you know, we have like a lot of yellow stains all over his mouth, which I personally don't like that much. So I'm gonna end up repainting it, at least the mouth. But so far, I'm the only one who actually complains about this. I haven't heard anyone else bothering. Maybe I am the only one, but like I said, you know, there are things that I can judge objectively, and others it's just a personal opinion and a personal preference and taste. So overall, is it worth to get it? Absolutely. If you're a Predator fan, if you're a Predator enthusiast like me, it's a once in a lifetime chance. Go for it, get it. Is it worth $1,200? I guess it is, you know, considering the quite intense paint job and considering it's been taken from the original movie molds, which probably has a lot of costs involved with licensing and all that. I think it is. But speaking of price, what kills it is the shipping costs. I live in Europe and I paid $500 shipping costs because the box it comes in is humongous. It's huge. It's so freaking huge it barely fits through the door. And in the US you pay $100 as far as I know, and down to Australia it's even $800. So this is ridiculous. I mean, if you pay $1,200 for a bust and then spend another $500, $600, $700 for shipping charges, it kills it. It absolutely kills it. So basically we're speaking here about the $2,000 bust. Is it worth $2,000? I don't think so, you know, this is way too much. So I think this is something that CoolProps and Sideshow have to put in consideration for future projects, to keep the package more compact, smaller. Still, you know, a lot of protection, of course. We want to get those pieces in one piece and not broken, but I think the packaging could have been smaller, definitely. So this is something that I think should be addressed, and hopefully CoolProps will notice it. Let me show you the details, okay? So I won't spend too much time with it because there are already in-depth reviews out there. Like I said, the overall presence is phenomenal. It looks really badass, no doubt. And the paint job in the mouth is okay. I mean, it's not perfect. I'm missing the veins. There's supposed to be some veins in it. But, you know, it is what it is. It looks okay. This is what I mentioned before, you know, this yellowish drool or saliva all over the place. That looks weird. Teeth are translucent. Looks nice. A little bit plasticky, I think, but it's okay. The eyes are made of acrylic eyes with decals, so all the eyes look exactly the same. I think the crown is very, very nicely painted. And also the dome is not too bad. It looks actually quite good. The only thing that bothers me is actually these two black lines here between the eyebrows. I don't know why the hell they painted this. This looks really, really weird. So I'm gonna cover this up. It's gonna look way better. The armor has quite okay paint job, you know, kind of goldish, silverish metal. Me personally, I'm gonna add a little bit more of the green copper rust to give it more of a tarnished and oxidated look. And now to the main issue, the dreadlocks. I mean, it's obvious how rough they are. But like I said, that's the way the original dreadlocks used in the movie looked like. So CoolProps didn't want to do any compromise. They went for the absolute original look, and that's the way it is. If they would have reworked it, it wouldn't be original, right? So yeah, this is something that, you know, some of the collectors may not like, but then again, I mean, if you look from this distance, you won't notice it. And you're probably not gonna display him from the backside anyways. So looking at him from the front, you don't notice it. You really don't. So I don't think this is really a valid point to criticize. We all knew it's gonna be taken from the original molds, and obviously they're like 26 years old. The good thing about this piece is also, I think that's something that needs to be mentioned, is CoolProps wanted to create a absolute perfect matching companion piece to the original Sideshow Predator 1 busts. So they went for the exactly same style, just a different angle. But also with the same nameplate. I changed, by the way, the nameplate. I put my own custom nameplate on it because I like it more this way. But I think that's a great idea that CoolProps went with to provide the fans a companion piece for the Predator 1 bust. It's gonna look insane next to each other. And if you remember, or if you have the bust, on the Predator 1 bust, you have exactly the same rough texture. And nobody actually complains. So keep in mind, they are a little rough, but from a distance, it looks awesome. So yeah, overall, like I said, absolutely nice piece, happy with it. And if you're a Predator fan, you should definitely go for it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, see you around on the tube, bye bye.